project, we're going to look at the layers window. And if you don't have your layers window, go up to the Windows drop down and select layers. If we look over here, you'll see my layers are organized into folders. You can see the little folder icon. I have one for shapes, hat, shirt. Then I have Nick's picture. Then I have the circle shape. And then I have the background. The reason I have Nick's photo here is because it's the order of how these shapes are piled on top of each other. The background is furthest back, so it's at the bottom of my layers. Then I have the circle picture, so that's the second layer. Then I have Nick's picture. The shirt is on top of Nick, the hat is on top of Nick, and the shapes are on top of all of that. So it's important you understand the order of the layers. Inside each of these folders, you're going to see I have a whole bunch of choices. Notice this little eye icon here. If you press that, the shapes or the patterns show up. So you're going to have to go in and decide which one you think looks good. Keep in mind where you see choose a color. If you check that one, go ahead and go to your paint squares and pick a color you like, and then make sure that layer is selected. You can see when I click on the words choose a color that's kind of a lighter gray stripe, then you can click on the background and change the color. If you don't like it, do another color. So you'll go ahead and pick a background. The circle shape though, this is where you're going to start. From here on up, I use something called masks. So you're going to see for the circle outline, this layer is sort of the master layer. It is controlling what part of the textures and patterns you see underneath. So when you eyeball or click on the eyeball for one of these colors, you can see the new color showing up. So, and you can tell that the colors are subsets of the circle mask because of this little arrow icon here. And so that arrow means that whatever is in that layer is showing up inside of the main circle outline. So go ahead and pick whatever one you like for that. For Nick's picture, just leave Nick's picture alone. For his shirt, the same thing. Choose whatever one you want. And again, for choose a color, I want you to go in and pick a color that you like. And again, if your paint bucket isn't working, that's because you have to press on the layer, choose a color, and see it light up. You can also do this for the swirls. If you wanted the swirls to light up, if you select that, you could change the colors. So I'd love for you to play and have fun with this. Now the hat is where we get a little tricky. There's a hat band, and then there are colors for the hats that you can choose as well. And then finally, the shapes. Practice drawing your own shapes. You'll see that I have some shapes, a circle and a wedge. I'll get into this a little bit more on the next one, but basically how you draw shapes is you go up to your selection tool. You see that you can have a choice of a rectangle or a circle. To do a rectangle shape, please click on your shapes layer, and if you want to add a shape somewhere, you draw it in and you click on your paint bucket and fill it in. Practice with the rectangle tool, drawing in shapes. If you want to draw circles, switch your selection tool, the marquee tool, to the elliptical marquee tool, and you can draw a different circle. Again, I'm on your shapes layer, and you can fill that in with whatever color you want. To make just a ring, you might guess that you make a circle. Sorry, I made kind of an oval. And then you draw another circle inside and you hit the delete button. If you would like an exact circle, hold the shift key down while you're using your marquee, and you'll see that will make a perfect circle. There we go. And if you don't like any of your shapes, it's really easy to get rid of them. Just select them by outlining them with your marquee tool again and hit delete. So if you don't like what you did, you can always go back and erase it. Okay, so when you're finished with this file, we're going to pretend that you want to save it as a copy. So you're going to go to File, Save As, save on your computer, and you're going to save it as a JPEG, but make sure you rename it. Make sure you rename it. So, you know, Liz Nick picture, whatever you want to name it. Look where you're saving it to. Hit save, and then immediately upload it to your Google Classroom assignment. Again, your goal is that you have something very different and that you've played around with these combinations to see what looks good. Thanks.